that much capital from the stock market? Will the key stakeholders inject further capital into the balance sheet, right? Another element possibly could be that, if you're not able to arrange for such capital, an organization, should organization then restrict growth, right? And possibly it could have then, apart from that, how and where are you going to invest the funds pertaining to the capital that you're going to be able to generate? Because apart from the normal ratios that were essentially envisaged to maintain an external rating, you have two further ratios to take care of, three rather. The two liquidity ratios, and then there is a leverage ratio that you need to build into your strategic plan going forward, right? Another element obviously would be that how one can then take care of your deferred tax assets. Say going forward, if it's not going to be eligible starting from 2014, what is the best way of perhaps offsetting, utilizing it before that? So there is a time limitation issue to that. So there is a lot of scope for tax experts to basically plan as to what is the best way to utilize this. So there is a lot of scope for interaction of Basel III requirements with Pillar 2 requirements, right? Then there is an element of setting the strategy with respect to an individual business unit, which involves calculating the implication of changes of the additional requirements on each of the business unit. Obviously, one needs to then carefully consider that what sort of liability profile is that business unit, does that business unit require for funding, right? And then try to allocate those particular costs. So we may need to move forward from the weighted average cost of capital idea, right? And then assess on a risk-adjusted capital basis as to which business unit we need to focus on or would be more profitable, as obviously shareholders, as one would expect, would be eager to obtain the highest level of return on equity employed for the level of the risk they are even now taking, right? So, and the management obviously should be ideally in a commercial scenario looking forward to satisfy their concerns as well. Right. So we need to estimate the effect of changes on the capital required for each business unit, right? And basically incorporate that in the strategic plan, which we then would submit to the regulator. In fact, the BIS committee, I forgot to add, has also advised the regulator to basically engage with the banks as to how they would arrange additional capital, whether there would be a material injection or there would be perhaps a limitation on the growth of the balance sheet. So banks are actually encouraged to take to basically discuss their individual situations with their regional regulator. And then we need to allocate the cost of the liquidity buffer, as I had stated earlier, the overall liquidity cost requirements, project forward the earning and then adjust for costs in the strategic plan, capital and liquidity as well as opportunity costs if there are any constraints, and consider which businesses to grow, which to grow slower, and perhaps which to exit altogether. Right. Now this should be interesting for perhaps some of our for some of the people working on the liability side of banks, commercial banks. That is that perhaps banks need to focus on products that give rise or encourage more stable deposits, right? As I've said that should I, okay, I'll stop. Shall I stop for the azan? No, just. Okay, now, so basically, there may be an increased need to look for new funding sources, develop products that give rise to more stable deposits. In essence, obviously, what the BIS committee has done is that it has, especially with respect to the short-term liquidity coverage ratio as well as the long-term ratio, it has put forward much lower runoff percentages for retail and SME deposits. So obviously, these are likely to become much more desirable for organizations, right? And because obviously there is a lesser regulatory premium, right? They afford you a greater amount of flexibility, right? As compared to large ticket deposits, especially from larger corporates, which the BIS committee believes are that they are much more susceptible to runoffs, right? Hence, they have been assigned a much larger percentage, right? And with regards to the stable funding ratio, they have encouraged banks to look for longer term stable funding, right? So what's going to happen is that perhaps, there may be an increased competition for retail deposits. And right now, obviously, as we know from an analyst's perspective, a little while ago, a few years back, that interest rate spreads in Pakistan were perhaps the best in Asia, right? That may change slightly, obviously, as retail deposits would become more desirable. There may be an increased incentive on part of the banks to basically pay more for those, right? So we might have much more aggressive marketing for even liability holders. And then obviously, since longer term liquidity is considered much more desirable, then obviously perhaps taking the intermediate period between 1 month and 1 year out of the equation, the liquidity premium, the yield curve locally, obviously, may be a bit more steep. I don't know, I tend to think so. So, another aspect is, I had stated earlier, long-term funding, more bond financing. Obviously, a key feature within the Pakistani market is that the Basel III does not actually inhibit lending to private sector, in the sense that, if you have lent to a corporate in the form of a corporate bond, right, the required funding for that is then multiplied by 20%, right? Instead, if you have just given that loan directly, which is illiquid, then the conversion factor for basically the required stable funding is a full 100%. So it's 5 times higher, right? Now, that should not be a major cause of concern for developed markets, right, where there is an active liquid bond market available, right? However, in our case, there is, obviously that's not the case. As such, the individual investor, obviously one can only have an active liquid market, right, if one has been able to educate their investors that, you can perhaps opt to make direct investments in those financial assets based on your own liquidity requirements. Say for instance, if I would want to send an XYZ relative of mine into college or university in the next 10 years,